So we are in the middle of the launch for my Haven membership, which is our monthly membership. This is your hub for holistic yoga, meditation, and mental health. We have just launched our membership, and Jordan can post the link right below in the comments of this, in the description of this video. I would love to have you join us if you're interested, but I wanted to come on here and talk about the backstory and the purpose and the function of what the Haven is and why it's different from every other online yoga platform out there, wellness platform out there. And I want to start with a little story. So the Haven in a nutshell is about your empowerment. This is about you reclaiming your power in any moment and understanding what that even is and how to do this. My mission is to provide you with practical, accessible tools for you to live your fullest, freest life. And that means that we need to master these four, I call them the four cornerstones of empowerment. And I'm going to start with a story in a moment, which will elucidate, this concept of what is empowerment. But the four cornerstones of your empowerment are your physical strength, your physical fitness, your mental fitness, your mental strength, your emotional fitness, and your spiritual fitness. In order for us to be living our optimal lives and living our best lives and be really empowered and thriving, we need to have all four of these. Just like when you build a house, you start with building down into the infrastructure. And so that's our mission at the Haven, is that this is a place you can come right here on your phone, on your computer, wherever you want, super easy, and get all the tools that you need to clear out, to process difficult emotions, clear out insecurity, fear, anger, celebrate. This is a place for you to build community and feel like everybody's got your back. We see you, we hear you, I'm here with you. For you to, of course, build your physical strength and vitality through our energetic breath practices, our yoga practices, and build strong mental and emotional fitness, which means just like you are hopefully working out several times a week and paying attention to your nutrition and your sleep, we have to pay attention to our mental and emotional and spiritual fitness. Traditionally, these have been left behind in our culture's approach to wellness and health. And now, luckily, the lexicon is changing, the zeitgeist is changing to understand the crucial underpinning of mental and emotional health in our well-being. We're in the middle of a mental health crisis. We're in the middle of a loneliness epidemic, isolation epidemic, and it's essential that we address these challenges. And so this is my mission, to provide you very practical tools, to provide you a deep, intimate community that is tightly knit and connected. And the mental emotional health skills and practices that you will return to again and again. These are not just like, oh, one time I'm going to do emotional rinsing. Oh, one time I'm going to do anger work. One time I'm going to, I process this breakup or this family of origin thing. These are practices that we circle around. And so I want to offer you that image of a labyrinth that we wind ourselves around the center. The linchpin is your soul. My aim is to help you find your soulful center, and that all of these different experiences in our life are winding us around. Some of them move us further away from our soul. Some of them move us closer to our soul. It's a journey. And the key is, how awake do we stay on that journey? Or are we letting ourselves go to sleep? Are we letting ourselves get sucked into melodramas or spinning thought loops, right? Or do we know how to bring ourselves back to center, to clear away, alchemize, metabolize that which is no longer working or that which we've outgrown? Take the mine, the gold and the gemstones of those challenging experiences in life, and then use them as fertilizer and fuel for our fire to move forward with grace, with more wisdom, with more beauty, with more capacity for love. So Here's your story about empowerment. Now, this is the origin story of the Haven, but it's also a story of my own empowerment and me reclaiming my power. I wanted to share this story with you when I decided I wanted to give you this sneak peek into the Haven. I really wanted to pull back the curtain and share with you the why, how the Haven came to be. So bear with me. It's a little bit of a story, but I think it will explain to you and depict what our mission is at the Haven. So again, this is our monthly membership. We are in the middle of our founding members launch, which means this is the only founding member launch we will ever do. You will be the founding member and you get 40% off during this launch only, and it ends on Sunday. So if you're at all interested, I really encourage you to sign up now. There's no commitment. You can cancel the next month, but I hope you will stay in. I think you will love this to stay in. We have hundreds of members now, and it's really a thrilling moment for us. So a bit of the origin story. Some of you may know that I had a long time yoga teacher training called Yoga Psyche Soul. This is a 300-hour advanced yoga teacher training specializing in yoga psychology. And I've been launching it since 2016. It's been an incredible journey, both live in person here in Los Angeles and online. We have had over 1,000 people go through this curriculum, this program. And it's been really my life's work so far to meld the worlds of ancient, rich tools of yoga meditation, ritual, ceremony, breath work, mantra, mudra, with practical psychology tools and shadow work and neuroscience, trauma resolution, somatic practices. And about a year ago, so I created this training out of the curriculum for my 300-hour training, asking myself, what do people most need? And if I were going through an advanced training right now, what is the curriculum of everything that I've done? A master's in psychology, 20 years in the yoga world, 25 years in the yoga world, a priestess initiatory apprenticeship, everything that I studied. If I am bringing together an amalgamation, how can I distill the most essential teachings? And that's how I built the curriculum for Yoga Psyche Soul. People that went through the training said it was life-changing. They loved it. We had such a deep resonant group, especially in the live trainings. And I realized there's so much prevalent trauma, and trauma is an epidemic in our world. And we ended up going a lot deeper into trauma, big T trauma, sexual trauma, family of origin, attachment traumas, much deeper than I would have ever anticipated. And I realized, wow, there's a real need for this in the world. And I also realized that I had a superpower of working and facilitating groups that were really resonant into the shadowy material, that I'm not a surface level teacher. I am not just floating along the surface of self-help or yoga. I really plumb the depths, and that's my natural wiring, and that's my dharma. So cut to a year ago, we got a letter from Yoga Alliance. My training was Yoga Alliance certified. And we got a letter stating that they were putting my training under review. Someone had reported the sales page of the training, not anyone that had taken the training, but they saw it and they reported it to Yoga Alliance and said, this is really psychological. Like, what is this girl doing? So they asked for all of our curriculum. We gave them everything. We sent them the 500-page manual, etc. We went through a very long audit process with them. We really went through a 6-month long journey with Yoga Alliance back and forth. It was actually quite contentious to try to get to the point where we could meet in a compromise of like, okay, here's my curriculum, but here's the mold that Yoga Alliance has for a 300-hour training. And their curriculum is pretty straightforward, focusing on a lot of anatomy and alignment and not a lot of the depth psychology and shadow work, because unless, you are a trained therapist or it's under the auspices of that, it's really hard to do that in a safe way in a 300-hour teacher training. in a nutshell, what happened was we both realized that it wasn't a match, that my curriculum and what I'm here to do doesn't fit into the mold of a Yoga Alliance 300-hour training. And my superpowers and gifts are not teaching anatomy and alignment and this super kind of straightforward cookie cutter yoga teacher training. And what I am really good at is helping people walk through their psyche and explore the different dimensions and frameworks within one's unconscious and within their psyche. And so we parted ways, and it was a very difficult thing for me to do. I went through a big threshold of initiation, accompanied by depression and anxiety, which is often the case when you're going through a big rite of passage. And I had to sit in the last year with this kind of negative space, this empty space of like, okay, well, what wants to happen now? I knew I didn't want to just continue Yoga Psyche Soul as it was. I may for sure launch that training again without Yoga Alliance. But at the moment, I knew that Spirit was calling me to pause and ask myself different questions, because I had been on this kind of hamster wheel of like launching the training twice a year, and it was going really well. And I was in this momentum, but I hadn't taken the time to reassess with who am I now as a mother and in a new phase of life? And what do I really want to offer? And what I realized, one of the things I realized was that I was so deeply craving community after COVID, if you can call it post-COVID, and the isolationism and this new online world and social media and the inundation of all of this information overload. I just knew for myself, I needed to clear away the noise, and I needed to take a step back, and I wanted to rebuild from the inside out deep relationships that were connected and a community that was tight knit, that was called to be together. That's why my live trainings were so powerful, because everybody in that room had raised their hand and say, yes, I want to do this kind of deep work. I am here to explore and expand as a human being, as a soul. I'm not just here to learn about, the anatomy of my hip joint or my shoulder joint. I want to actually explore the anatomy of my psyche. Everyone in those rooms had raised their hand for that. And everything was confidential. And we were exploring shadow work. And as I said, trauma resolution. And I wanted to recreate that in a way that was more accessible, that was really global, that was in the palm of your hand, that was less expensive, not a $3,000 or $5,000 program, but something people could turn to again and again and again and again. Because what happened was people would go through the 6-month training and then I would never see them again. I would never hear from them again. And that doesn't feel good to me, because I'm a relational person. I want to have long-term relationships. I want to grow our community. I want to go on retreats around the world together and walk each other through death and divorce and cancer and all the things, right? Because we're a kula and we're a sangha. And that's what we need more than anything else. What I saw in my trainings was the power of community, was the power of being witnessed. If you understand depth psychology, you understand that being witnessed in a tribe, which is an art that has been entirely lost in our world, is what heals. When people are witnessed in their deepest, darkest moments, and there's no shame, and people are holding them up and praising them, and we got you, and we see you, and we hear you, and we're here for you, that's what heals. That's what heals spirit. That's what heals psyche. So that is how the Haven came to be. And that is how I had to sit for a long time. Like I said, we started on another platform sort of temporarily. We knew we were going to end up moving platforms, but at least we got up and running on something to get a library of classes. But we just moved to a new platform. We have just built it out. I'm going to take you through it in 1 second. Jordan, maybe you can let everybody know. I'm going to be about 5 minutes late to our next call. I'm going to walk you through it on the screen right now. But the reason we moved to this platform is because of the features in the groups and the ability for us to connect one-on-one in a small group, a group of yoga teachers, mental health professionals, location-based groups, parenting groups, sobriety, cancer support, whatever you need. This is a hub for your holistic mental health and physical health and spiritual health and emotional health. So let me take you through the program. Let me really quickly see all this tech. I just can't keep up with it. Here we go. Where do I want to be? I'm going to be here. And let's see, screen. I think this is going to do it. Let's see. Okay, here we are. Welcome. Welcome to the Haven. I think you can see this. Let me know that you can see it. So here is our membership, the Haven. So you start here in the home, beautiful, zen, negative space. I want you to have an experience of just like calm, no sensory overload, no Facebook, Instagram noise. So start here. These are all of our just how to get started. Then you have your yoga meditation library, and you can scroll down through, they're separated by yoga, Dharma talks, core work, immersions, I'll take you through in a moment, pranayam, and mudra mantra. These are all being built out right now, but our immersions, you can go into, so you can go to either say, oh, I want to do a yoga class, and I'm just going to search by all the yoga classes. I want vinyasa, so I'm going to go through, I want some wisdom today. So I'm going to go over here to cultivate wisdom, right? 5 kleshas, vidya, or you can search your yoga classes by immersion, which I love. So every quarter you get a brand new immersion. We have the chakras, yoga for emotional balance, the 5 pranavayus, the 5 elements, the 5 kleshas, and we have the yamas and niyamas, which is launching on Monday. Yamas and niyamas will be in here. So then if you go into the chakras, you can go to introduction, you can go to the downloads and resources. Your workbooks are right here. Go and download that. You can go to Muladhara, and then inside of Muladhara, you have your Dharma talk, you have your asana practice, and you have your core work and takeaway tool. So very easy. Like I said, the app is going to be launching in the next couple of weeks. This is the desktop version that you're looking at right now. Then we go over to groups, which is my favorite part, as I just mentioned. And we have our main group. We have news and announcements. We have our prayer request circle. So we pray together, of course, for each other and with each other. Location-based groups. So you can go here and choose your location and then jump in here and see all the members that are near you and then start to connect with them and meet up with them. Then if we go back to groups, we have, I'm going to go to our prayer circle. If you come on our retreats, each retreat will have a confidential group so you can get to know everyone in your live event, mental health professionals. We have yoga teachers, of course, so that you can share resources. You can get inspired. You can ask each other questions. You can be held accountable, right? You can see if someone's in your area. Prayer requests. We just did a prayer for the Middle East yesterday, of course. And anyone that you want to send prayers to, anyone is allowed to post in here. This is also one of my favorite feeds. If you go over here to activity feed, you can see all the activity from the whole crew. So this is the feed where everybody is. And then at the top, you have all the groups that you're a part of, and you can go search the content there inside the groups. You can go to all the members and search all the members, and then just easily scroll through, see where everybody is, and get to know people. So this is my favorite thing because I want a two-way street. I want to get to know you all. I want to connect. I want to hear what's going on in your lives. Then we also have our events. So we have all of the in-house events, our Haven events, which are right here. Emotional processing every full moon. We have an emotional processing and group support call where we come together. We do a very specific proprietary practice to clear difficult emotions, release. Every new moon, we have a restorative yoga practice, and we're going to be adding in an astrology teaching, not by me, but by another expert. and then any other events that we have coming up. Every 6 weeks, we have a Wheel of the Year Priestess ritual right here, which is coming up. We have our ritual to honor the ancestors, Day of the Dead, and Samhain. So everything's right here. And then the link that you go to is right there. So you can, note if you're going, and then you just click right here, and it's going to give you the details, exactly what to bring, where it is, and live streaming inside of your app. So again, this is the desktop version, but the mobile app is coming in the next couple of weeks. And so everything will just be live streamed right on your phone, and you'll get a notification and you can pop up right there. Then we have master classes, which are going to be built out. Right now, we have our class with Yoga for Challenging Times with Yoga Rupa. We're going to be adding a lot more in there, downloadable resources and workbooks. These are 100 pages, 50 pages. We have over 300 pages that you get as soon as you sign up, workbooks and worksheets. We have our inner circle, which is if you want to be a part of a small group coaching, you can join that. And many, many, many other features that are coming. So we're very, very excited. And this is just a sneak peek into the Haven, so you can get a little bit more insight into what this looks like. So my goal for you is that this is a library that you return to again and again. And this is your community. Honestly, I hope for decades. I truly hope that this community is for decades and that we really support each other. Many of us have moved away from our family of origin. We moved away from our traditional church environment, places where we knew our tribe, we knew our community, and we need each other. We need emotional support. We need people that know us, that have been with us through seasons of life. Nobody out there right now needs more information. You don't need more information, and you don't need more yoga information. And to be honest, you probably don't need more empowerment information. What I feel like and what I see is missing in the world is intimacy, is deep connection, is guidance and mentorship for your personal exploration, right? Because there is no one size fits all. Aside from all the pop psychology memes on social media, and aside from all of the freaking noise on social media and the reels and the this and the that, I actually don't believe you need more information. I believe you need more connection with yourself, connection with spirit, connection with each other, connection to your body, and connection to your soul. And that's where your answers lie. And so these are the cornerstones of empowerment. It's pulling it back. It's the antithesis of what we're being sold. It's pulling your power back inside. And that's what I'm committed to helping you do inside of the Haven. So these are tools that you'll return to again and again and again. We go very deep into yoga psychology, into yoga philosophy, into mantra, mudra. We'll be adding in plant medicine ceremonies for those of you that are interested in that, live in person, of course. But this is for those of you who are on a deeper exploration of psyche and soul and yoga. This is probably not a great spot for people who just want to, pump out a 30-minute vinyasa yoga practice or learn how to do inversions. I'm probably not your teacher, and I can definitely give you some great recommendations for that. But if you're interested in doing rituals every 6 weeks and joining in reclaiming these very powerful ancient rhythms and ceremonies that help us to make meaning of the challenges in our life and help us metabolize and integrate those challenges, this is for you. So I welcome you in. The link is right here. And please let me know in the comments below any questions that you have, any suggestions that you have. And I invite you to join us. This is the only time that we will have 40% off. When we close the doors on Sunday, the price goes up. And this is to honor those of you who are in on the ground floor and our founding members. And we're so excited. We have over 200 members now. And our aim is to grow it to thousands so that we really have a movement of holistic mental health, of embodiment practices, of spiritual practices, and of psychology, practical psychology tools that will help you through. So let's do this life together. Our motto is live awake. It's not to be the happiest person you know, or, even to, evolve your consciousness and be the most conscious, just to be awake, just to be present to all of it, right? It's not easy life. There's a lot of challenges, and here we are, we're on this journey together. So I'd love to help you and hold your hand and be your mentor, be your guide, be your peer, and invite you into this remarkable community. We attract the most incredible people. And